Now, I can't say I'm mad. I might even be happy. But damn, another one bites the dust. And I can't be mad because I can't fight. I can't fight.
The internet is ablaze with conversation after a jaw-dropping moment unfolded in public. Teyana Taylor was seen flashing a massive engagement ring that social media quickly assumed belonged to Aaron Pierre. That alone sent fans into speculation mode, but what followed whipped the situation into full-blown chaos. At the very same event, Teyana's ex, Iman Shumpert, was captured on camera collapsing in emotional overwhelm. Witnesses described it as one of the most dramatic celebrity reactions in recent memory, when a proud athlete and celebrity suddenly crumbled, tears in his eyes, slumped into a chair at a glitzy affair. Everyone wants answers. Was it heartbreak? Absolute shock? Or a deeply buried emotional wound that burst open right before our eyes? We're breaking down the ring drop, Iman's collapse, and what it could mean for Teyana, Aaron, and Iman alike in this unbelievably real moment. It all began when paparazzi captured Teyana's left hand, proudly displaying a huge, sparkling diamond ring. She was glowing, eyes full of joy, and fans quickly interpreted the message: she's engaged. The caption circulating online, "Love finds you when you least expect it" ring, only fueled the assumptions that Aaron Pierre is the giver. Soon after, her friends and inner circle quietly confirmed the engagement was genuine, saying the ring wasn't rented or staged, it was real. In less than a few minutes, every page on Instagram, every tweet, and every TikTok was erupting in excitement. Romantic emojis flooded the timeline and heartfelt congratulations poured in. Amid all that, nobody anticipated an ex would react so viscerally, or that his reaction would overshadow an engagement reveal. The moment that changed everything came when Iman Shumpert, standing nearby, apparently glimpsed Teyana's ring. 1 second he was standing. The next he stumbled backward, grabbed onto a chair, and collapsed. Head bowed, tears welling, completely disarmed. The crowd's shock was immediate. A few strangers rushed to his side, gently offering water and tissue. But the raw emotion was impossible to hide. His face told a story of deep emotional pain. An athlete used to commanding attention now commanded pity and sorrow. People watching said they'd never seen someone collapse quite that publicly. It wasn't a dramatic feint or a staged performance. It was a real human heartbreak unfolding live. To fully understand why Iman reacted so intensely, we have to look back and trace the emotional history of his relationship with Teyana Taylor. From the outside, their bond once seemed unshakable, an inspiring example of love, partnership, and teamwork in the often chaotic world of celebrity relationships. With Teyana, Iman appeared to find a sense of grounding. Despite the pressures of fame, demanding careers, and the challenges of raising a family in the public eye, they navigated life with what many saw as mutual respect and deep emotional connection. Even after their separation, the two managed to maintain what appeared to be a commendable co-parenting relationship, rarely letting private emotions bleed into public drama. They weren't the type to air out grievances on social media or use their platforms to attack each other. In fact, their mature approach to navigating life post-separation earned them praise. Many fans admired the way they seemed to put their daughter first and refused to indulge in the messy, tabloid-fueled narratives that often accompany celebrity breakups. That's why the recent public fallout felt so jarring and unexpected. For a long time, they had both managed to keep their personal growth and healing relatively private, until something shifted dramatically. What changed everything was Teyana's sudden romantic reemergence with someone new, and not just dating casually, but appearing in public proudly showing off an engagement ring. The image of her smiling, hand extended, ring glittering under flashing cameras, traveled fast. For many, it was a moment to celebrate, a strong woman embracing love again, unapologetically stepping into a new chapter of her life. But for Iman, according to sources close to him, it felt like a devastating blow. It wasn't just about her moving on, it was about the way she moved on so publicly, so boldly, and so definitively. Insiders claim that Iman had believed Teyana was still in a process of self-discovery and rebuilding after their separation. He assumed she was focused on growth, healing, and co-parenting, not entering a serious romantic commitment so quickly. So when that engagement ring was caught on camera, it hit like an emotional sledgehammer. In his eyes, it wasn't just a ring. It was a declaration that the door was closed, locked, and sealed shut behind him. That flash of diamond became, symbolically, the final word in their love story, and it left him visibly shaken. Within minutes, the internet reacted with its usual firestorm of opinions, hashtags, and viral commentary. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Every platform became a battleground of perspectives and emotions. Hashtags like Iman collapses and Teyana gets ring began trending almost immediately. Suddenly, users divided into virtual camps. Team Teyana applauding her for moving forward with confidence and grace, and Team Iman, who insisted that he deserved space, compassion, and understanding. People who had once quietly followed their love story were now loudly dissecting its tragic ending. On TikTok, amateur analysts took the viral video of Iman's reaction and broke it down moment by moment. They zoomed in on his trembling hands, the faint quiver of his lip, and the stunned expression in his eyes. Some even tried to identify the friend who rushed over to support him, slowing the footage to capture every subtle detail. The internet, with its infinite reach and obsession with emotional transparency, turned his pain into a moment of mass scrutiny. While some of it bordered on intrusive, much of it came from a place of real concern. The collective tone shifted, from gossip to genuine empathy. Celebrities and influencers began to weigh in too, some offering words of encouragement to Teyana, others sending messages of strength to Iman. A few reminded the public that healing from love is never linear, that some days it feels like you're fine and others like your world is collapsing. Many acknowledged how rare and painful it is for a man, especially a black man in the public eye, to be seen breaking down emotionally. It challenged the usual toxic masculinity tropes that pressure men to stay stoic and unaffected. Mental health advocates quickly joined the conversation, urging people to understand the deeper context of Iman's reaction. They reminded the public that emotional breakdowns are not entertainment. They're serious moments that call for support, not ridicule. One widely shared post read, "This isn't performance, it's heartbreak, and it's raw." Others added that grief doesn't always look like silence and withdrawal. Sometimes it shows up as a sudden emotional unraveling when you least expect it. The consensus was clear. This wasn't a man throwing a tantrum over a failed relationship. It was a person coming face to face with the finality of a chapter he hadn't emotionally closed. The outpouring of support was significant. Strangers shared stories about seeing loved ones break down in public and how those memories stayed with them forever. People who had gone through their own difficult breakups talked about how painful it was to see someone you once loved move on, especially when it plays out for the whole world to see. For many, Iman's reaction became a mirror, a reflection of heartbreak they had endured themselves. Though Iman didn't respond publicly, his silence only made the moment feel heavier. It was clear that he was processing something deeply personal. Whether he was receiving help, seeking therapy, or simply surrounding himself with people who truly cared, fans could only hope he was being gentle with himself. Public emotional unraveling is never easy. It takes strength not only to face your own feelings, but to do so under a microscope of public opinion, where every tear, glance, and breath is up for judgment. In the end, this wasn't just a story about a failed romance or a viral video. It became a much larger conversation about vulnerability, grief, masculinity, and the complexities of letting go. It forced people to think about how we respond to emotional pain, our own and that of others, and whether we're making room for empathy in moments that aren't pretty or polished. For Iman, this may have been one of the hardest days of his life. For the public, it was a reminder that even those who seem strongest on the outside are still human at their core. And for both him and Teyana, it marked the undeniable reality that love, especially public love, doesn't always end quietly. Still, Aaron Pierre stayed completely silent. His Instagram and Twitter remained empty. No posts, no messages, no statements. His inner circle, however, whispered that he and Teyana were privately celebrating in the aftermath, enjoying their happiness behind closed doors. Fans wondered, did he plan the ring reveal so publicly? Was it impulsive or carefully orchestrated? The silence continued to cause speculation. Some considered an apology or statement from him could ease tensions, Others believed it might only fuel the drama further. As emotions cooled slightly, the question turned to aftermath. Where do they go from here? Will Iman address the collapse in a heartfelt interview, or maintain respectful silence? Will Teyana publicly celebrate her engagement more fully, or let it quietly unfold in private life? Could this incident reignite tensions in their co-parenting, or even spark a public statement about what parenthood looked like moving forward? And what will Aaron do? Will he step up with love and reassurance, or stay in the background until the dust settles? These could be defining moments. The answers might rewrite their parallel paths forever. Behind the scenes, lawyers and advisors are likely already working quietly with each party. Co-parenting agreements could face scrutiny, and emotional displays might be brought up if any legal action arises. Advisors may counsel Iman to seek therapy before giving interviews, while Teyana's representatives might urge her not to say more than necessary, so as not to overshadow the engagement or deepen the blow. Aaron himself may be urged to issue a carefully worded message to smooth over any public unease. Each move now could either inflame the situation or help steer the narrative toward healing and celebration. This story isn't finished. Teyana's ring has triggered a wave of shock, Iman's collapse has humanized a public figure, and Aaron's silence has fans wondering what this means for all of them. Is Teyana stepping confidently into a new chapter, knowing she owes no one? An explanation? Is Iman finally confronting the end of something meaningful? Could Aaron be the calm anchor in the storm, or an instigator? Whatever someone's side, one thing's undeniable. The stakes are emotional, the spotlight is relentless, and the next chapter could define them all. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Teyana's public reveal was empowering or insensitive, given where Iman stood emotionally? Should Iman speak up or remain in the background? Is Aaron the supportive partner he appears to be? Or is there a strategic agenda at play? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if this story moved you, and subscribe to catch every update. Because this drama isn't slowing down, it's just getting started.